Every year, in early March, the eyes of the world turn to Beijing. Thousands of delegates gather under the Great Hall of the People, its towering columns and red flags standing as a symbol of China's political power. The streets surrounding Tiananmen Square are unusually quiet, security tight, as the country prepares for what is considered its most important political event of the year, the two sessions. But what exactly are the two sessions? Why do they matter not just to China, but to the rest of the world? And what happens behind those closed doors that could shape the future of the world's second-largest economy? For most people, Chinese politics can feel like a maze, complex, vast, and often mysterious. But at the heart of it all, the two sessions are where major decisions are made, policies are shaped, and leaders set the course for the nation's future. This is where China's top officials discuss everything from economic growth and national security to social policies that impact 1.4 billion people. This is where the country's next big moves are revealed. Think of it like this. If China were a giant ship, the two sessions are the meetings where the captain and crew decide which direction to sail next. Some years, the waters are calm, adjustments are made, but nothing too drastic. Other years, big waves crash in, major reforms, leadership changes, or unexpected challenges that require a complete shift in strategy. This year, the stakes are particularly high. With the global economy facing uncertainty, tensions rising in different parts of the world, and domestic issues demanding attention, all eyes are on what China's leaders will prioritize. Will there be new policies to boost economic recovery? Will there be changes to the leadership structure? And how will China position itself on the world stage amid growing geopolitical pressures? For the delegates inside the hall, these aren't just policy discussions. They're decisions that will affect millions of lives. Business owners listen closely for signals about the economy. Ordinary citizens hope for policies that improve their daily lives. And the world's governments and markets react to every announcement, knowing that what happens here could have ripple effects far beyond China's borders. But what exactly happens inside those sessions? What are the key issues on the table this year? And most importantly, what do these discussions mean for the rest of the world? Stay with us as we break it all down, explain why the two sessions matter, and reveal the stories shaping China's future. To truly understand the importance of the two sessions, we need to look at how it all began. This annual political gathering isn't just another meeting. It's deeply rooted in China's history and governance. It brings together two major political bodies, the National People's Congress, NPC, and the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, CPPCC. Together, they form the backbone of decision-making in the country, influencing policies that shape the daily lives of millions. The NPC, often called China's top legislature, is where laws are passed, budgets approved, and major national policies set in motion. It's made up of thousands of delegates from all over China, government officials, business leaders, military representatives, and even workers and farmers. Every March, they gather in Beijing to discuss and vote on the biggest issues facing the nation. Then there's the CPPCC, a political advisory body that brings together experts, academics, and representatives from different sectors. While it doesn't have direct legislative power, it plays a crucial role in shaping discussions, offering recommendations, and influencing the direction of policies before they're officially introduced. Together, these two bodies create the foundation of China's political landscape. But what makes this year's two sessions different? Why is there more anticipation than usual? The world is watching closely, and for good reason. China is at a crossroads. After years of rapid economic growth, the country is now facing challenges that could define its future. The property market, once a pillar of China's economy, is under pressure. Youth unemployment has been rising, and businesses, both large and small, are waiting for signals on what comes next. Beyond the economy, there are bigger questions about China's role in the world. Geopolitical tensions continue to shape international relations, with trade disputes and global competition adding to the uncertainty. Countries and businesses outside China are carefully analyzing every policy announcement, looking for clues about how China plans to navigate these challenges. Inside the Great Hall of the People, behind the heavy wooden doors and grand red-carpeted halls, discussions are already underway. Officials exchange carefully worded speeches, reports are reviewed, and key decisions are debated. For many, this is a moment of great opportunity, a chance to push forward new ideas, to shape policies that could define the next chapter of China's development. But it's also a moment of great pressure. Every word spoken, every document signed carries weight. And yet, as the meetings continue, there's still so much we don't know. What new policies will emerge? Will there be bold reforms, or will leaders take a cautious approach? And how will the decisions made behind closed doors affect not just China, but the rest of the world? The answers are coming, but not just yet. Stay with us as we go deeper into the unfolding story of the two sessions. As the discussions intensify inside the Great Hall of the People, the stakes couldn't be higher. Delegates sit in rows, listening intently as key leaders take the stage, delivering carefully crafted speeches. Each word is deliberate, each announcement scrutinized. Outside, journalists, analysts, and observers wait anxiously, trying to read between the lines. Everyone wants to know, what will China's next move be? For business owners across the country, the two sessions represent a moment of clarity or uncertainty. In bustling cities like Shanghai and Shenzhen, entrepreneurs are watching closely. A shift in policy could mean the difference between expansion and struggle. Will there be new support for private businesses, or will regulations tighten? What about foreign investments? The answers remain unclear, and for many, the uncertainty is unsettling. Then, there's the growing challenge of employment. Young graduates, fresh out of university, are struggling to find stable jobs. In coffee shops and shared apartments, conversations revolve around the same question: what does the future hold? Some hope for government-led initiatives to boost hiring, while others worry that economic pressures will make opportunities even scarcer. As the two sessions unfold, all eyes are on what solutions, if any, will be offered. Meanwhile, another discussion is quietly taking place among policymakers: the future of China's technological ambitions. In recent years, China has pushed to become a leader in artificial intelligence, semiconductors, and green energy. But with global restrictions on technology exports and increasing competition from other nations, the road ahead isn't easy. Will the government announce new strategies to boost domestic innovation? Will they increase funding for research and development? For scientists, engineers, and tech entrepreneurs, the decisions made here could shape their work for years to come. At the same time, a different kind of pressure is mounting, one that goes beyond economics and technology. As the world watches China's diplomatic moves, speculation grows. How will China handle its relationships with global powers? What new policies will emerge regarding trade, defense, and international cooperation? Inside the Great Hall, discussions remain measured, but outside, debates are already unfolding in diplomatic circles, financial markets, and media reports. The impact of these decisions will stretch far beyond China's borders. And yet, even with all the discussions, many questions remain unanswered. The speeches provide direction, but not all the details. The policies outline plans, but not all the implications. In the hallways of power, behind closed doors, the real negotiations continue. Some decisions will be announced publicly, others may never be fully revealed. As the two sessions move forward, tension lingers in the air. What major reforms could be on the horizon? Will China take bold action, or will caution prevail? And most importantly, how will these decisions shape not just China, but the world in the months and years to come? The story is far from over. Stay with us as we uncover the next chapter in this unfolding political drama. As the two sessions enter their final stretch, the atmosphere inside the Great Hall of the People becomes more charged. Delegates sit upright, their faces carefully neutral, but there's an unspoken urgency in the air. The country is waiting. The world is waiting. Everyone knows that the biggest announcements, the most decisive moments, are always saved for the end. Outside, the streets of Beijing remain calm, but the energy is different. Business leaders are on edge, scanning headlines for policy shifts that could reshape their industries. Investors hold their breath, markets moving with every word spoken inside the hall. Ordinary citizens tune in, hoping for answers. Will there be new economic relief? Will wages rise? Will the cost of living stabilize? In homes, offices, and crowded cafes, people lean closer to their screens, listening for any sign of change. But inside, the discussions are anything but simple. Behind closed doors, within private meetings and quiet negotiations, the real power struggles unfold. Some leaders push for bold reforms, arguing that China must take risks to stay ahead. Others urge caution, warning against drastic moves that could disrupt stability. Every decision carries weight, every choice could shift the balance. One wrong move could send shockwaves through the economy, through international relations, through the daily lives of millions. At the center of it all is the question of China's economic future. After years of explosive growth, the country is facing a turning point. How will it adapt? Will there be new incentives for businesses, new strategies for trade, or unexpected policy shifts that could catch the world off guard? The final speeches are near, but still, no one knows exactly what will be unveiled. And then, as the global stage, foreign governments, diplomatic analysts, and multinational companies all have their own theories, their own expectations. Some predict a move towards self-sufficiency, a greater push for domestic innovation. Others believe China may seek new global partnerships, signaling a shift in international strategy. But until the final words are spoken, it's all speculation. Even within the hall, as key figures prepare for their last addresses, tension builds. Delegates exchange glances, hands tighten around documents, pens hover over notepads. The weight of history is in the air. This is a moment that will be remembered. And then, at last, the moment arrives. A hush falls over the room as the final speakers step forward. The decisions that will shape China's future are about to be revealed. But will they be what the world expects? Or will there be surprises that no one saw coming? The answers are moments away. Stay with us as the climax of the two sessions unfolds. As the final speakers take their positions, the entire hall holds it. And then comes a second shock, an announcement that wasn't expected at all, a decision that shakes assumptions, challenges existing narratives. This wasn't in the predictions. It wasn't in the leaks, the expert analysis, or the pre-session discussions. It's a moment that forces everyone, inside and outside China, to reconsider what they thought they knew. Back inside the hall, the tension is palpable. Some delegates nod in approval, others glance at each other, measuring reactions. This wasn't just another carefully orchestrated speech. It was a moment that could alter the course of the country's future. And yet, despite the intensity of the announcement, there are still unanswered questions. What comes next? How will these decisions play out in the real world? And most importantly, what remains unspoken, hidden between the lines? As the speech concludes, the room doesn't erupt into applause right away. There's a beat of silence, as if everyone is still processing what they just heard. And then slowly, the reactions begin. Some faces remain unreadable, others betray quiet surprise. But one thing is certain, this year's two sessions are far from predictable. The climax is near, and the final revelations are yet to come. Stay with us as we uncover the next twist in this unfolding story. A wave of reaction ripples through the great hall of the people. Delegates exchange hurried whispers, some nodding in approval, others glancing at their notes, recalculating their positions. The final speech has just ended, and the weight of its message is sinking in. Across China, millions of people are glued to their screens, trying to grasp the full impact of what has just been announced. The policies are bold, bolder than expected. A clear shift in economic priorities, a new strategy for technology and innovation, and a fresh approach to global relations. These decisions are not just about maintaining stability, they signal a transformation, a recalibration of China's path forward. For months, speculation had swirled about whether this year's 2 sessions would bring small adjustments or sweeping change. Now the answer is clear. In financial districts, analysts scramble to update their forecasts. Some industries stand to benefit from the new direction, while others suddenly find themselves at a crossroads. Business owners who have been waiting cautiously now face a different kind of uncertainty, one that forces them to adapt quickly or risk being left behind. Meanwhile, young job seekers who have been growing anxious about their futures start to see a glimmer of opportunity in the unexpected shift. And then, just as the dust begins to settle, another surprise emerges, something no one had foreseen. It's not just about economics, technology, or trade. There's a new element in play, a policy change that goes beyond the predictions, beyond the carefully crafted narratives leading up to this moment. It's a move that will reshape not only China's internal landscape, but also its position on the global stage. Markets react instantly. Headlines shift from cautious analysis to urgent speculation. Social media explodes with debates and theories. Even within the halls of power, some officials seem caught off guard. The final moments of the 2 sessions have delivered more than expected: more change, more complexity, more uncertainty. But even as the announcements settle into public consciousness, one question remains unanswered. How will these decisions play out in reality? Policies may be set, but the true impact will unfold in the months and years to come. Will these bold moves strengthen China's position, or will they introduce new challenges that no one saw coming? As delegates begin to leave the Great Hall, some walk with purpose, confident in the direction set before them. Others linger, deep in thought, knowing that what happens next will define the nation's future. Outside, Beijing carries on. The rhythm of daily life continues. As the delegates step out into the crisp Beijing air, the weight of the past days lingers. The 2 sessions have concluded, but the real work is just beginning. Policies have been announced, directions set, yet the true impact will only be seen in the months ahead. Across the country, people begin adjusting to the new reality, some with optimism, others with cautious uncertainty. In corporate boardrooms, executives analyze how the new economic strategies will affect their industries. Some businesses see opportunity in the government's push for innovation and self-sufficiency, while others worry about new regulations that could reshape the market. Small business owners, the backbone of China's economy, wonder if they will receive the support they were hoping for, or if they'll have to navigate the changes on their own. For young professionals, there's a sense of cautious hope. The policies aimed at job creation and economic growth offer promise, but will they be enough? In universities and co-working spaces, students and entrepreneurs discuss what lies ahead, trying to find their place in the shifting landscape. The uncertainty remains, but so does the drive to adapt and move forward. Outside China, the world watches closely. Governments and investors analyze the announcements, looking for clues about China's next steps in global trade, technology, and diplomacy. Some see opportunities for collaboration, while others prepare for competition. The ripple effects of these decisions will reach far beyond China's borders, shaping international relations and economic trends for years to come. And yet, despite all the discussions, all the analysis, one truth remains: nothing is ever fully predictable. The policies set today will evolve, adapt, and face real-world challenges. Some will succeed, others may require adjustments, and unexpected events could reshape everything once again. As the city moves on, as the headlines begin to shift, one thing is clear: this is not just the end of the 2 sessions. It's the beginning of a new chapter, one that will unfold in ways we can only begin to imagine. The future is unwritten, but one thing is certain: the world will be watching.